Jesus, how I trust him, how I prove him more and more. Jesus, Jesus, precious Jesus, oh, for grace to trust him more.
That's Reawaken Hymns. He's a guy, he sings old hymns, but he kind of makes them a little more current, a little more new sounding, and they are outstanding hymns. So Reawaken Hymns, he's on YouTube if you guys want to check him out. Welcome, Thursday morning, 5-minute devotional. Today, we're going to take a break from wisdom, and I just wanted to, when the Lord gives me an illustration, I got to share it. So last night was maybe one of our last good weather nights. It was pushing 70 degrees and pretty clear skies, so we decided we were going to cook out. So we got the meat around and everything ready to go, and then I realized I didn't have any lighter fluid. I cooked with charcoal, and there was no lighter fluid. So instead of just running to the store and getting some, I thought I could just start the fire on my own. And if anybody's ever tried to start a charcoal fire without any starter fluid, it's just this side of impossible. I tried to get a little bit of paper going and some little wood chips and some little pieces of bark just to get something hot going. The chances of lighting an actual piece of charcoal are impossible. So then I failed a couple times, and I got the fan. I thought, if I put a fan on it, get some hot embers going, it'll work. Well, it took me close to an hour to get this fire hot enough to actually cook on. I put the fan on it and get some red hot embers going and some flames coming up. Pull the fan off, and it would just kind of fizzle out, just kind of go out. After I got the spark going, the hot base, it took probably 45 minutes of fanning it with an actual. I had a full size fan plugged into the deck on the fire. You can imagine what the neighbors were thinking, but that spoke to me. Almost an hour of getting a fire lit to cook some meat, and by the way, it turned out fine and delicious. But isn't that how it is when we're bringing people to Christ sometimes? They're not just gonna. A lot of people are charcoal. There's some people that are paper, and they light right up. They're on fire instantly. And there's some people that are like wood, where it takes a little work, but you can get them going pretty good. And there's other people that are like charcoal, where you think you've got them, you think you witnessed to them, you think they've accepted Jesus, and then they just kind of go out. They just don't stay hot for the Lord at all. And that was the illustration I had last night, and I kind of thought that was cool. Be like paper, not like charcoal today. Be on fire for the Lord. I know I talked about being on fire for the Lord a couple episodes ago, but I got a new verse for it. This is 2 Peter 3, and we're getting down to the back of the Bible here. 2 Peter 3. Peter's talking about the coming day of the Lord's return, and basically about the way people will act, and that we need to witness to people and bring them to the Lord, and everything's going to burn eventually. It's all going to be destroyed, except for the godly and the holy, and we want to bring as many people to God before that point as possible. And so this picks up. I'll pick it up in verse 14, 2 Peter 3:14. And so, dear friends, while you are waiting for these things to happen, make every effort to be found living peaceful lives that are pure and blameless in His sight. And remember, the Lord's patience gives people time to be saved. This is what our beloved brother Paul, also wrote to you with wisdom that God gave him, speaking of these things in his letters. A little terrible reading this morning, but patience. Remember, the Lord's patience gives people time to be saved. He knows there's charcoal out here. He created the charcoal people, and He created the ones that are even harder than that to light. But people talk about, the Lord said He's going to return 2,000 years ago, and we still have nothing. The Lord doesn't want anyone to perish. It's His desire that all would be saved. And what we deem as slowness or taken forever, to God, a day is 10,000 years, and 10,000 years is a day. So, His timing is definitely not our timing. His ways are not our ways. We know that. But be patient with people. If we witness to them, if we bring them to the Lord, if we speak to Jesus about them, and they're kind of hard to get moving, don't give up on those people. Keep going. Keep pressing on them. Be patient with them. God's patient. He says, He's going to remember that the Lord's patience gives people time to be saved. Let's give them time to be saved too, and not expect them to be saved the first day. That's my encouragement for the day. Keep loving people and love them patiently, because many people require you to have patience. So tell somebody about Jesus today. Love somebody recklessly. Come to church, Whole Life Christian Fellowship. We're located on US 12, east side of Sturgis, across from the Medical Commons 2 building.